On the day of the engagement, a young woman recently acquainted with Sean burst in, clad in a fiery red dress, declaring, "Sean, I'm here to steal the wedding today. Do you dare to leave with me?" Ignoring my attempts to intervene, Sean strode over, lifted her into his arms, and exclaimed, "Why wouldn't I dare?" He shrugged at me, saying, "Sorry, Wendy, you're too dull. Life is short, it's better to seek excitement." However, he later grew weary of the thrilling lifestyle and returned to me, saying, "Wendy, a calm and simple life is the true one." I scoffed, "But you're too boring." Sean departed with the girl in his arms, tossing our engagement ring to me. "Wendy, this ring is worth $1 million, consider it compensation for your emotional distress." I clung to him, asking, "With so many people here today, are you certain you want to leave with her?" My gaze sharpened, but Joyce, cradled in his arms, chuckled, "Miss Wendy, why persist? Don't behave like a shrew, it's unbecoming." Sean frowned, stating, "Joyce can't compare to you, so don't trouble her, this is my choice." With that, he broke free from me and left, the motorcycle's roar echoing as the red dress vanished into the night. The crowd exchanged bewildered glances amid a wave of uproar. While my parents fumed, "The Shin family has gone too far. This engagement is cancelled, and our family's partnership ends here." Margaret hastily assured me, "Wendy, don't worry, he's just momentarily confused, I'll discipline him when he returns." Charles cast a calm glance my way, adding, "Sean doesn't want regrets, he's just fooling around, so don't take it to heart." Clutching the ring, I sneered inwardly, if the Shin family valued me, this woman wouldn't have entered tonight. They likely assumed that since it was merely an engagement with me, they could easily manipulate the situation. My temperament is far from gentle, and my family is not one to be trifled with. I offered them a faint smile. I naturally won't mind trivial matters, but the external speculation is excessive. I believe a private resolution is preferable. For the sake of both families' dignity, we'll take the shipment at Qingyuan dock. I presented the contract, and after several shifts in expression, Charles reluctantly signed. Thus, my connection with Sean concluded. Upon leaving the hotel, I saw Sean's social media post, "Today is a grand day, I'd forsake everything for you." Below were likes from his friends. I glanced at it, removed all the likes, and blocked Sean as well. Henceforth, Sean would no longer be part of Wendy's life. Returning to our small home, Sean's belongings filled my view, various motorcycle accessories and exquisite figurines, leading an uninformed observer to assume he was a motorcycle enthusiast. Yet, he was once a steady and reserved individual. I'm unsure when he became captivated by that girl, vivid, audacious, with striking red hair. Sean often gazed at his phone in fascination. "Look at her, she's so cool riding a motorcycle. This is what life should be, thrilling." In the video, Joyce wore a tight leather jacket and matching shorts, her hair whipping in the wind as the motorcycle roared, enthralling Sean until he became her ardent admirer. Their relationship progressed from online to offline, with Sean spending less time with me as motorcycle-related items accumulated in the house. I realized then that he was serious, though I never anticipated he'd publicly humiliate me at our engagement for Joyce. After packing Sean's belongings, I arranged for a courier to deliver them to his residence, cash on delivery. Within an hour, Sean called from an unknown number, his voice ringing out, "Wendy, is this necessary? It's just a broken engagement, yet you're so eager to cast me out, even opting for cash on delivery. What else? You're worthless to me." I hung up, blocked the number, and calmly emptied the apartment, listing it for sale. I wanted nothing associated with him. My best friend invited me out for drinks to unwind, though I was reluctant. "Wendy, you've only lost one tree, but there's an entire forest out there. If Sean can find someone, why can't you? Hurry over, there are plenty of handsome guys here." Without awaiting my response, she sent me the location and a photo. Under dim lighting, a man's profile revealed sharp features and a defined jawline, clearly handsome even from that angle. I swiftly prepared myself, donning a spaghetti-strap bodycon dress, abandoning my usual plain hairstyle for curls, applying bold red lipstick, and stepping into heels, arriving at the bar with a flicker of excitement. "Over here." Yvonne waved at me, her eyes widening at my appearance. "Wow, Wendy, you'll definitely captivate them tonight. If Sean knew, he'd surely regret it." I smirked dismissively, who cares about his regrets? Exactly, we don't. Come on, I'll order you 10 or 8 male models all handsome. Yvonne dragged me inside, and numerous gazes turned toward me. I was aware of my allure. For 2 years, I'd forced myself to be composed and dignified for Sean, but at my core, I remained passionate now. Seated here, my blood surged with fervor. "Wendy, look, that one over there has an 8-pack, the one on the left is a young college guy, pure and cute, and the one on the right is mature and steady. Which do you like?" "Kids make choices, I'm an adult." Yvonne grinned mischievously, and soon, men surrounded me. As we enjoyed ourselves, a voice rang out behind me, "Wendy. What are you doing?" I turned to see Sean, accompanied by Joyce and several of his friends. Ignoring him, I resumed drinking. Sean gritted his teeth. "Wendy, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Ending our engagement and dressing like this to come to a bar? I'll tell you, even if you mimic Joyce, I won't spare you a glance." As he finished, Joyce laughed. "Don't say that. Miss Wendy is sentimental, you can't expect her to be as reckless as you. She's a good girl." "True, a good girl at a bar. Aren't you afraid your family will find out?" Observing their smug expressions, I leaned against a male model and mocked with a raised gaze, "Sean, if you're hysterical, visit the 4th hospital." "Saying I'm copying her? Are you flattering her?" The male model beside me chuckled. "Sister is so refined, clearly a luxury brand. Some people pretend well, but their entire outfit isn't worth 300 yuan. Who's copying whom?" "Exactly, how dare knockoffs mock the real thing?" Joyce's face paled, and Sean fumed. "What nonsense are you spouting?" "Forget it, Sean, I can't compare to her. Wendy's family is wealthy, while I'm just ordinary. How could I compete?" I nodded. "It's good you're self-aware." Sean was about to erupt again, but I cut him off. "Stop annoying me here, the initiator is despicable." He glared fiercely and stormed off, his friends silent as they scurried after him. Watching Joyce trail behind Sean, I shook my head. However thrilling, she's still just a mistress. "Sister, did I perform well just now?" A voice emerged beside me. A puppy-like man gazed at me eagerly. I pinched his cheek. "Not bad, keep it up." The crowd cheered, and Yvonne winked at me approvingly. I smiled wordlessly. The bar grew noisy, and after Sean's outburst, my interest waned. Sensing my disinterest, the puppy-like man took my hand. "Sister, want to go for a ride?" I raised an eyebrow but was pulled out before I could respond. At the bar's entrance stood a Harley, its dazzling black and gold finish captivating, likely worth around $1 million. "Sister, get on." "Yours?" "Mine, earned from part-time work." I didn't argue, donned the helmet, mounted the bike, and a jacket draped over me. "It's windy." Smiling, I zipped it up and sped off with him, the rush rekindling my long-lost passion. "Adrian, my name is Adrian." His name reached me through the wind. I shook off a fleeting doubt. How could it be him at a bar? I wrapped my arms around his waist, and Adrian tensed instantly. I laughed. "Little brother's nervous? How about we visit a nice spot?" His neck flushed red. When I guided him to the destination, he turned with a chuckle. "Sister, are you here to steal the show today?" I didn't know, just stumbled upon it. I genuinely hadn't known there was a race here with a 10,000 yuan prize. Spotting us, Joyce whistled. "Yo, another girl's arrived." "Joyce, check her out, such a stunning figure. With a helmet on, who knows what her face looks like? Maybe she's hideous." A few jeered, staring unabashedly, while Joyce bristled with hostility. Accustomed to adulation, she resented my sudden presence. "The beauty's here to cheer, right?" Take off the helmet, only pretty ones can join. Their words dripped with curiosity and disdain. Adrian subtly stepped in front of me. I patted him. It's fine, I can join this race, right? Joyce gaped. You? Don't jest, this isn't a bar. Whistles erupted around us. I met her gaze. If you can, so can I. Winner takes the prize. And if you lose? Lose to you? Impossible. My certainty irked her. Fine, let's race. Sean hugged Joyce. I'll raise it to 100,000. Joyce, I'm betting on you. She squealed, kissed him, and smirked at me triumphantly. My face hidden beneath the helmet, I turned to Adrian. Cheer for me, well. He nodded emphatically. Joyce lined up beside me, engines roaring, whistles piercing the air, and adrenaline thick around us. I lifted my chin provocatively, flashing her a thumbs down. With a bang, the starting gun fired, and I surged forward. The wind in my ears set my blood ablaze, as if I'd returned to years past, bold and fearless, chasing every thrill. My parents never restrained me, though I matured and tempered myself. I hadn't forgotten. This was my domain too. Accelerating and leaning into turns, the cheers grew louder. This bike felt like an extension of me from the start, while Joyce's red figure lagged half a length behind. On the final lap, I sped up again, but Joyce swerved toward me. No wonder they call her a motorcycle menace, playing dirty. I rose slightly, lifting the front wheel. Screams erupted as Joyce's bike wobbled in alarm. Seizing the moment, I accelerated. Joyce crashed, her bike sliding after mine. I executed a drift stop, met by relentless whistles and cheers. Joyce was helped up as I dismounted and approached, extending my hand. Thanks, 100,000 yuan. Sean eyed me suspiciously. What, can't afford to lose? The crowd teased. Sean, not reluctant, are you? Joyce snapped. Sean. He snapped too, pulling out his phone to transfer the money, only to freeze upon scanning. Wendy, how could it be you? Careless, the interface displayed my name, leaving Sean stunned and incredulous. I removed my helmet with a radiant smile. It's me, let's reintroduce myself, I'm Wendy. The onlookers were dumbfounded. Joyce, disbelieving, roared from the ground, impossible. How could you beat me? I turned to her. Is beating you that hard? Laughter erupted instantly. Joyce, don't fuss, she's obviously a pro. Yeah, those skills scream professional racer. Sean was speechless. You. I never knew you could do this. I smiled faintly. Sean, you don't know me at all. Let me reintroduce myself, I'm Wendy, the first female rider in WSSP. An uproar followed. I know, 5 years ago, the World Supersport Championship's first female champion, Wendy. Yes, I remember. Damn, she's real. Sister, autograph. Riders swarmed me for signatures. Adrian stayed close, unwavering. Sean was pushed to the crowd's edge, gaping, while Joyce shrank in embarrassment. I approached her gravely. Your style's decent, but your fundamentals are shaky. Practice more when you can. I turned to leave, catching the envy and resentment in Joyce's eyes. Can't handle this? There's more to come. Adrian took me for a late-night snack. By the time we returned, it was past midnight. It's late, head back soon. Sister, can I add you on social media? His eyes brimmed with hope. I couldn't refuse and added him before he left. Arriving home, I found cigarette butts littering the doorstep, Sean waiting there. Seeing me, he inhaled deeply, his face ashen. Who's that kid? Do you even know him? Where'd you go? He grabbed my wrist. I yanked free. What's it to you? Sean, I'll remind you we're done. Oh, and your so-called lifelong love lost to me tonight. You didn't even console her. How do you have time for me? I crossed my arms, still in Adrian's jacket. Sean's expression shifted slightly, then he said, she's not some fragile girl. I came because I want to warn you, don't just grab any man after our breakup. I laughed. Sean, you're overstepping. In what capacity are you telling me this? I scoffed, it's late leave, or I'll call the police. What ex chases someone after a breakup? I shoved him. Sean froze, reaching for me, but my fierce glare made him recoil. As I shut the door, Sean called, Wendy. The door cut him off. I didn't catch his words, irrelevant to me now. I crashed into bed, waking to over a dozen social media messages from Adrian. Sister, good night. Sister, good morning, nice weather today, any plans? Let's go on an outing, I know a great spot. If sister ignores me, it's fine, I talk too much. Is sister awake? This kid was relentlessly chatty. Glancing at the jacket on the chair, I tossed it into the washer, then replied, I'm up, let's eat. He called instantly, what does sister want? A private kitchen with a serene ambience. With Sean, he loved spicy food, I didn't, yet I always yielded to his tastes due to our family's partnership. Now, post-breakup, I chose what I preferred. Great, I know a good private kitchen, I'll pick you up. Hanging up, I changed, grabbed his jacket, and headed out. At the venue, Adrian introduced their signature dishes, surprisingly delightful, with a pleasant setting I favored, each table discreetly nestled behind plants for privacy. Gazing at Adrian across the table, I casually asked, how much allowance does your sister give you monthly? He froze, visibly tense, I don't get an allowance. Wiping my mouth, I said, this jacket is a luxury new release, worth $36,000. This private kitchen averages $18,000 per person, and your Harley starts at $1 million. Adrian, I'm not naive, don't try to deceive me. Adrian grew visibly anxious, no, I am not lying, I earned this from part-time work. My sister's money, I don't want it. Okay, I get it, every family has its struggles. Adrian, second son of the Lianhua group. I chuckled, likely even Yvonne didn't know his true identity. Adrian's mood visibly sank, now that sister knows, will you abandon me? We're comrades in arms, aren't we? Kid, after this meal, go home. I wasn't in the mood to play games with the Lian family's second son. Adrian's face fell. After eating, I returned his jacket and paid for the meal. Adrian watched me leave, forlorn. Back at the company, I received an unexpected bouquet of red roses. My assistant teased, Wendy, 999 roses. Who sent this such extravagance? Amid the fresh roses lay an exquisite motorcycle figurine, with a card, to the most passionate Miss Wendy. Familiar handwriting, laced with bold, pungent perfume. I sneered, instructing my assistant to discard the flowers figurine included into the trash. Most passionate Miss Wendy? Sean didn't understand me at all, I loathe roses. In this game, he was never a worthy adversary. I enjoy motorcycles and flowers, but when both arrived together from that person, my interest vanished instantly. Unexpectedly, Sean showed up. Wendy, let's talk. Just then, the Lianhua group liaison arrived, led by Adrian. Sister Wendy, we meet again. Sean's face darkened upon seeing him. Why's he here? Wendy, don't be fooled, he's no good. I just learned he's known Joyce for ages. I turned to Adrian, who remained unfazed. Sister, I'm a motorcycle enthusiast too, knowing Joyce isn't odd. But I've never been involved with her. Unlike someone who latched on after 2 days. Sister, you can't work with such a fickle, ungrateful person. A snicker escaped someone, I couldn't help but smile, that's reasonable. Sean's face flushed red as he grabbed me, Wendy, he's lying. I met Joyce through Adrian's introduction. I froze, turning to Adrian. He shrugged, it was me. Wendy, want to know why? I'll tell only you. As today was my negotiation with Lianhua Group, I nodded in agreement. Sean panicked, Wendy, I know I messed up last time, give me a chance to start over, please? This is all his scheme, don't trust him. I waved, and security hauled Sean out. Temporary hormonal impulses draw people together, but they eventually fade into calm constancy. Sean chased thrills and impulses, I sought a suitable marriage alliance. In truth, we were fundamentally incompatible. He loved only himself and fleeting bursts of excitement, unable to accept the quiet after the bloom. Now, I only wanted to discern Adrian's true intentions. In the meeting room, alone, Adrian slid me a proposal. Sean's wrong, I didn't set them up, I just said rich guys like him lead dull lives. Joyce took the initiative, and Sean couldn't resist. Sister, we're the best match, let's collaborate. I promise you won't lose out. The proposal intrigued me, but I wasn't eager to fall into a trap. Adrian, the Lien family's second son, a cunning charmer. I asked Yvonne to investigate him, learning he did work at the bar, his own establishment. Quite a part-time job nearly fooled me. Now, this opportunity was too tempting to pass up. We can cooperate, but only for the first phase. Further steps depend on your performance. Only a fool spurns profit. After verifying, I signed the contract. Adrian's face brightened instantly. Sister, I'm thrilled to work with you. Don't let me down. He beamed. Yvonne later sighed, does he like you? He's scandal-free and shares your interests, why not consider it? The Lien family isn't his to lead, let's test it first. I merely wanted to probe Adrian's motives, so I agreed to the initial collaboration. As the contract was finalized, Sean and Joyce began arguing over a breakup. She resisted and sought me out. After a busy day, as I left the company, a motorcycle's roar caught my ear. Joyce sped toward me, halting with her wheel a mere millimeter from my knee. I stood unflinching. Joyce's eyes burned with malice. Wendy, satisfied now? Sean wants to dump me. I raised an eyebrow, puzzled. What's that got to do with me? You're my defeated rival, and so is Sean. Why would I reclaim two losers? Her face flushed with defiance. Dare to race again? You're unworthy of being my rival. I said coolly, Joyce, I won't vie with you over a man it's not my fault. Confront Sean, he chose you for excitement, and now discards you because that's fated. With that, I stepped around her to my car. Joyce lingered there, unmoving for a while. I wasn't sure how much she absorbed, but I hoped she'd leave me alone. Returning home, I found Adrian there. Since our family's collaboration began, his visits had increased: tea, dinner invites, and today, he'd come unbidden. Seeing me, Adrian flashed the plastic bag in his hand. Sister hasn't eaten, right? I'll cook you a feast today. Trust me, my skills are reliable. I couldn't help but smile. Oh? I'll see for myself. After splitting with Sean, I moved to an upscale complex, newly renovated, kitchen unused. Adrian entered, tied on an apron, and headed to cook. Idly resting my eyes, I was jolted by a phone vibration nearby. I had no intent to pry, but a glance revealed a message. Winning Wendy means securing the entire Wynn family. Adrian, you've always been obedient, you know what I mean. Seeing it, my heart quivered. The social media avatar was familiar. Clicking it confirmed it was Adrian's sister, Lillian. She was an ambitious entrepreneur, thrice married and divorced, each split a stepping stone to countless victories, a renowned industry titan and shrewd woman. My tactics paled beside hers. Spotting this message now, I wasn't shocked. Adrian's approach had never been pure. Lillian aimed to engulf the Wynn family via a honey trap, a miscalculation. Having seen it, I'd strategize accordingly. Adrian, don't blame me, I'm Wendy, the sole child of this Wynn generation. My parents' marriage was deeply loving, free of mistresses or affairs, our family strictly disciplined. Grandparents on both sides adored me. Aware of my heavy burden, I'd never tolerate betrayal. Even if betrayed, I'd exact a price no one would climb over the Wynn family. Sean faced this, Adrian would too. I sat calmly at the table, tasking Yvonne to probe Adrian's and Lillian's backgrounds. She called instantly, "What's up, Wendy? Has he shown his true colors?" "Not yet, I just want to investigate. Know yourself and your enemy to win every battle." "I can't err again, I must hold all the cards." After a brief silence, she sighed, "Don't worry, I'll assist." Hanging up, Adrian emerged with dishes. "Sister, sorry for the wait, try my cooking." Smiling, I poured 2 glasses of red wine and exception together. Adrian's eyes sparkled, sitting opposite me like an eager puppy, brimming with emotion. We toasted, true to his bar roots and model gig. His tolerance was impressive. I aimed to get him drunk for secrets, but I lost in the end. Collapsing groggily into his arms, I sighed careless. Waking the next morning, my mind was foggy, I'd blacked out. Seeing Adrian approach with porridge, smiling, I slapped my forehead. "You didn't leave? I didn't babble nonsense last night, did I?" Adrian bit his lip wistfully. "Sister, you were so rough last night." My heart skipped. No way. Impossible. I wouldn't lose control drunk. Adrian leaned his head on my shoulder. "Sister, you must take responsibility for me." My body stiffened. I reached for my phone to check surveillance. Adrian sat up, stopping me. "Just kidding, sister, your drunk conduct was impeccable, no rants or rambles." His gaze was earnest, yet I sensed disappointment. Ignoring it, I went for the porridge. Adrian couldn't resist. "Sister, do you believe in love at first sight?" "I only believe in lust at first glance." His face fell. "But I liked you the moment I saw you. I was just a junior, visiting a friend at a university when I saw you, but you were already with someone." I learned then that Adrian first saw me at a university, while I was dating Sean. He spilled everything. "I didn't mean to embarrass you, that man wasn't worthy." "Sister, I know you won't trust easily, but I won't lie. I'll go now." He left. I didn't stop him. Yvonne's message arrived. "Wendy, regardless, Adrian's innocent." Innocent or not, targeting the Wen family was out of the question. Lillian and Adrian shared a surname I wouldn't trust lightly, nor retreat. For 3 months, I kept up appearances with Adrian. After the first collaboration phase ended, the Wen family dominated market share. I personally secured suppliers, snatching resources from Lillian. She grew restless. I spread word of seeking a marriage alliance. Adrian's office visit didn't surprise me. "Why, sister? Why?" I took a deep breath, smiling. "Lianhua Group is fine, but you shouldn't let your sister meddle in the Wen family's core. Lillian wants a honey trap, but you're not up to it." I tossed the evidence before him. Adrian paled. This wasn't my intent." "I know it's not you, and you're caught in it, but you're a Lillian's brother. I can't risk Lianhua Group devouring us if we were together. Nor can I imagine facing Lillian and whether you'd fully back me." "Adrian, I can't gamble, nor can you. We bear too much. With countless employees and families, I couldn't risk all for petty romance." Adrian understood, pale as he murmured, "I know, I get it, but trust me, sister, this isn't my aim. I've never intended harm to the Wen family. Give me days to prove it." Ignoring my dissent, he left. Sean arrived right after. Seeing him, I frowned slightly. My nervous assistant said, "Wendy, I couldn't stop him." I waved her out. Sean rushed to me. "Wendy, Adrian's no good. Your West City project's in trouble and needs funds. I can help." I dismissed him. "Sean, this doesn't concern you." "Wendy, are you mad? I'm helping you." "Thanks for the tip, but I don't need it. In this siege, if the Lians exploited me, Sean was kicking me while down." I stood, dragged him out by his tie. "I warned you, enter this building again, and I'll break your legs. Get out now." Sean grumbled, trying to speak, but I expelled him. One after another lording over me. Did they think me spineless? Yet, Adrian's resolve surprised me. I took decisive action, bundling the West City project at a low price for the municipal center, redesigning it as a city landmark and yielding 30% profit. With government backing, when Lillian heard, she reportedly smashed several antique vases in fury. Adrian visited, a slap mark on his face, looking aggrieved. "Sister, I've left the Lien family penniless. Can you take me in?" Shaking my hand, he said, "Sister called me a lovesick fool and kicked me out. She doesn't want me. Can you take me in? I eat little and won't trouble you." Indeed, Adrian's actions exposed Lillian's full scheme, letting me withdraw and manage aptly. Seeing him now, I lifted his chin. "No regrets?" "None." "Fine, you get a chance." Instantly, Adrian's eyes lit up. "Sister, no takebacks. I left the Liens with nothing but myself. You'll support me forever." I laughed. Lillian was a powerhouse, but Adrian was pure romance. With him, she'd stir no trouble. "All right, I'll support you. Duration depends on you." His eyes gleamed. "Sister, don't worry, I'll cling to you forever." Yvonne said. Adrian clashed with Lillian, fasting a week until the Lien matriarch, pitying him, relented, infuriating Lillian, who berated his uselessness. "Wendy, your sister-in-law's tough. Sure you want that kid? I thought he was a fling model, but you're serious?" "Yeah, he gave me his shares. I have to be." Yvonne gasped. "Teach me how you snagged him." I laughed. "My charm, perhaps. I won a brilliant battle, losing some but gaining more." Sean sighed, doubting me, went all in, misjudging. They couldn't retreat, losing heavily as the Shin family's wealth shrank drastically. Joyce had long ditched him, joining a motorcycle team to become a new biking icon, thriving online and fully severing ties with Sean. On breakup day, Joyce messaged me, "Wendy, you were right. I'm chasing my dreams. Wish you success." Closing my phone, I mused. Dreams aren't so distant, I'd already achieved mine. Sean kept seeking me out. Holding Adrian's hand, I said, "Sean, look at you, aged, less handsome, no originality, just repetitive drivel, unexciting and dull." Adrian jabbed, "Sister likes my obedience, not like some who eye others while eating their fill." Sean looked desolate, realizing it was truly over with me. My next goal? To press onward. Adrian, "Sister, isn't your next goal to be with me?" "Me, we'll see. Gotta earn more to afford a model." 3 years later, Adrian and I got engaged. Lillian, enraged, requested a meeting. Adrian tagged along. "Sister, I've nothing now. If she scolds me, help me." I held him, facing Lillian fearlessly. "My person, my protection." Lillian, helpless, left, saying, "Adrian's stubborn. Once set on someone, he won't let go." "Wendy, treat him well." "Of course I would. He's my chosen one." In winter's warm sun, I held Adrian's hand, gazing ahead, our future, stable and serene.